Hi, and thanks for joining me. What I want to cover with you today is how to cut down a relatively small mainsail. The principles for a larger main are exactly the same, and so we'll just cover this small main today because I've had a customer inquiry. He's asked me if I can come up with a main for an RL28 and or RL24, and so what I've picked out is this. I'll just turn the camera a bit over this way. I've picked out a soling mainsail, so it's 8.35 meters on the luff. It's 3.05. I haven't written that in on the foot, and 9.15 on the leech, and this is the sail that I want to use to cut down. The size that he wants on the luff is just underneath here. Let's grab this out. Okay, so he wants 7.42 by 7.85 by 2.9. So by cutting the luff and the leech to the size that he wants, we get about 2.8 meters. This is according to the scale drawing, but in fact, because of there would be a bit of fullness in here, it'll probably pull out to about 2.9, which is right on what he wants. You'll notice that the lower batten is fairly close to the bottom of the sail, but since these mainsails are made with free battens, especially mizzen mainsails, that shouldn't really be a problem. I'm just going to grab myself a pen. Sorry about that, should have been a bit better prepared. Okay, so this corner of the sail, which is called the clew, will need to be cut off and then re-stitched on the sail back in this point here, and the same with the tack. Need to be cut off and just re-stitched here. And of course this line here, the easiest way to do that is to have a loose foot, which means just folding the sail over and stitching it along without any bolt rope. But I mean, if you need to put slugs or slides on, well, that can be done. Now I've also got some products here to show you, which can be used to do the work. Once you've cut the tack or the clew off the sail, you'll need to actually put a needle. This is a needle that I commonly use with the whipping twine on it. You'll need to push a needle through some fairly thick layers here. So you probably lay this on top and then glue it onto the sail, and the sail cloth in behind will probably cut on a line like that, and just stitch through there. So this is a what they call an awl. By banging it through onto plywood, you can actually make the holes to push the needle. So it just saves a whole lot of work if you first of all glue your corner onto the sail where you want to put it, and then start bashing the holes through the thick part of the sailcloth with an awl, and then it's a pretty easy job to use the needle to start stitching. You can use a straight stitch or a zig-zag stitch, and if you put the thread through the holes, if you're doing a zigzag, for example, if you put the thread through the holes one way, you get to the end of the stitching row, and then come back down through it, pushing the thread through in the opposite direction, it actually looks like a very heavy machine stitch, and is very strong indeed. Now, things to hold your corner in place. I've often used one of these glue guns here. This is just a plug in the walls thing. It takes a few minutes to heat up, and this glue just melts, comes out. You can see a bit there that's was melted and has gone solid again. The other way of doing it is to use these seaming tapes, and I've got various sizes there. They're double-sided tape, so that you peel it off here and then you stick it onto the sail, and then you can peel the top layer off so that you're left with sticky on both sides there, and that's quite quick to use and very good stuff too. You can use really basic glues like there's another one here that I've got. This is a 3M spray-on glue. You can actually use that's an automotive trimming glue, that one. It's quite fast to use and quite strong. Or you can use any sort of contact glue to stick your components together before you sew them. Now the soling sail is one that I've used in this example because it's a sail that I've got in stock at the moment. But another common type of sail that I often use is off the Etchells. This is a picture of an Etchells sail, and they're another common size. I know that Dennis Connor used to sail Etchells, so I know that they're a class that's well and truly international. I think the soling is as well. By the way, these are press pins. If you want to pin your sailcloth out on a piece of plywood or custom wood or anything, just to get all the wrinkles out of it and get it nice and smoothly laid out, you can use these press pins. This is just about a 2.5 inch nail. I've just sharpened the end of that to make it into a pin because I couldn't be bothered ordering any more pins. So you can just grind a sharp point on there and use nails if you want to. So this is the whipping twine that I use. I want to say something about the stitching awls that you can buy on eBay. You won't find any sail makers using those. They're basically a gimmick thing, and they're far too fiddly to be quick and effective. So I'd say just use the normal needle, and well, you know what a sewing palm looks like. Okay, I haven't got my sewing palm right here at the moment, so I won't show it to you, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Okay, yeah, so I think that just about covers it. Next time I'm going to do a major cut down of a sail, I want to do a proper in-depth video showing all the steps so that people can actually take on an effective job. You can see on this diagram, you can see the jib here. You can easily cut down jibs as well, just by moving the corners up and folding the edge over. In fact, I'll be putting a new jib on my boat, and I just need to raise the clew about half a metre. So that'll be another project which I'm going to be making a video out of. So okay, I hope that helps to inspire you. You can also, people ask, you know, if you want to use a sail with a much longer foot as a cut down sail, it's not going to work very well, because it means that you either have to cut it up the luff or cut it up the leech, and you can see you've got all the battens there. If you're cutting the sail up the luff, it's very easy to interfere with the fullness and the shape of the sail. So I don't recommend, and often you've got reef points too on sails, and if you've got to cut up there, well, you've got to cut those reefs off and transfer those as well. So that's a much more labour intensive process, and it also, as I say, it interferes with the shape of the sail that you end up, whereas cutting it off here like you're reefing the sail doesn't affect the shape nearly as much. So I hope that gives you a few ideas on how you can. Okay, well, this is the soling mainsail that I've just been talking to you about. This is actually the clue here, and that's the leech running down there. So the part of the sail that needs to be cut off is actually the clue piece, which is around this reinforcing line here, and you can just use a standard box cutter and a steel knife like this, and just whip that off in no time at all. I'm not going to actually do it at the moment. And this is the other corner. This is the foot rope here along here. This is the tack of the sail. So the tack corner is fairly small. It's only that size there. So it's only a fairly small piece that needs to be cut along there like that. Then you can use your sailmaker's awl to bang the holes through there, although that's only just thick enough really to need it. You can almost use your sailmaker's palm, and which is over here. I can see it now, couldn't see it before. So that's the sailmaker's palm there. As you probably know, you just get your needle, stick it on the sailcloth here, and just basically shove it through using the palm like that. So very straightforward. The other end actually has some thicker sailcloth that you really come across the thickest cloth when you get into the big sails. These smaller ones are really not much of a problem. You might get a bit of thickness down here, and you might have about half a dozen layers there, but that's all you're going to encounter here. And banging the hole through with the sailmaker's awl like that, just onto a piece of wood, is all you need to do to make a hole in which you can put your needle. So that just makes life a hell of a lot easier, like that. Okay, and then if you want to do a zigzag stitch, you can just bang another hole there, another one there, another one there, and then like that, and just very quickly do a hand stitch there. Okay, so that wraps it up. Thanks very much for watching.